Maybe it's not that big of a deal that Scott Griffin shot a cop in Philadelphia just the other night.
Because to me, he ain't do no wrong. He just shot a cop.
But the more we learn about this case, the stranger and stranger it gets.
Well, Ian, two witnesses who were supposed to testify against Griffin in a gun case here failed to show up in court. The judge dismissed the charges, but police tell us tonight it's not the first time Griffin has been in court. He's been arrested 14 times.
Charges dismissed. Bang, he's right back out the next day.
Court records show accused gunman Scott Griffin was on the street Sunday night, allegedly firing at Officer James McCullough, despite the fact that he was arrested just last month on gun charges. But those charges were dismissed in court last week when two witnesses failed to appear. Griffin was released from jail before the charges could be reinstated by the DA the very next day.
The witnesses don't show. I mean, what are you going to do? But 14 priors at the age of 23, that's a recipe for disaster.
He is a dangerous individual, obviously. We're very happy to get him off the streets as quickly as we did.
It was just after 1 o'clock Monday when police swooped down on the 1200 block of North Alden Street and arrested Griffin for the shooting of Officer McCullough Sunday night at 59th and Market.
And it's amazing that, again, much like Officer Hartnett, that he didn't succumb to more significant injuries.
Griffin was arrested after detectives developed leads on his whereabouts. Police also recovered a gun that may have been used in the officer's shooting during a crime spree in West Philadelphia.
The shooter has a lengthy record. He's been arrested 14 times. The non-shooter has been arrested 3 times.
When's enough? I mean, is the system failing? It doesn't look like it's working too well.
The shooting of Officer McCullough comes just a few months after Officer Jesse Hartnett was shot at point-blank range a short distance away. Both officers worked in the 18th District. McCullough was released from the hospital and resting at home Monday night.
We're very thankful that he's here with us today. He's lucky, and he did a good job out there.
Police say McCullough did fire 3 shots after being wounded. Police also arrested 20-year-old Samir Coyette as Griffin's accomplice. McNesby wonders how Griffin got a gun so quickly.
Get the guns off the street. There's way too many guns on the street.
Now, both suspects faced attempted murder, robbery, conspiracy, and weapons charges. Police will do ballistic tests on the gun they recovered today to see if it matches the gun that was used to shoot Officer McCullough.
Wow, we have a lot of boxes to check off here. Well, let's see what we got. 1, we have black on white cop. Violence, hostility, resentment, hate. Check. How about the witness intimidation? The guy got arrested on gun charges. A couple days ago, he goes to court. His witnesses are gone. They're gone. No one can find them. That's not an accident. The district attorney of Philadelphia calls witness intimidation an epidemic. Oh yeah, that's a black thing in Philly. That's another box to check. What about catch and release? Check. And what about denial? We haven't checked that one yet, but let's take a look at this little, just a little glimpse of this story that ran on the same day as this. A couple of years ago, a social worker at Temple University in their public health education program, he said he wasn't worried about all the black violence on the streets of Philadelphia, all the large-scale episodes of black mob violence. He said he wasn't worried because it was just kids blowing off some steam. Well, I guess the University of Pennsylvania doesn't want to be left out of this conversation because they have a guy there named Chad Dion Lassiter. He's president of Black Man at Penn School of Social Work, Incorporated, an activist group based at the University of Pennsylvania. He said, no, we got to start looking at crime differently. He said it's a public health crisis. We have to start framing violence as a public health crisis. We need to deal with the unacknowledged and undiagnosed trauma that exists in our community. Well, a couple things. 1, the people that are suffering from trauma, undiagnosed trauma, are the cops who have to deal with this sewage every day. They are the ones with walking PTSD. And let's not let the representative of the police officers union off the hook either. You know, years ago, police officers unions used to be independent of the larger labor groups in the country. Today they are not. Today they're members of the larger groups that uniformly support Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, people like that. So they can come out here every once in a while and decry this whole system, which is putting their members at danger. But they have to take responsibility for putting these politicians in office in the first place. That includes the majority of people who are in office in the Philadelphia area. Surely you guys remember these little nuggets from Bernie Sanders.
What we have to do is end over-policing in African-American neighborhoods. When we talk about a criminal justice system, I would hope that we could all agree that we are sick and tired of seeing videos on television of unarmed people, often African Americans, shot by police officers.
2, when I hear a guy like Chad Dion Lassiter say it's a public health crisis, that of course is the deflection from the failure of this racial consciousness that dominates Philadelphia, that they use to explain so much in Philadelphia, that they used to ignore, deny, condone, excuse, encourage, and even lie about the level of black criminality, black mob violence, black-owned white crime in Philadelphia. This is just one more case. And it's weird how it comes on the same day as a cop being shot. That's not a public health crisis. That's a public safety crisis that a whole lot of people in Philadelphia are a part of. They know who I'm talking about. They're the ones who say the only solution to this entire epidemic of violence and denial is one thing only. Don't make the black kids angry.